Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to the garage. So interesting. Been in an interesting last couple weeks. I've been trying to sell some stuff and no luck so far. Trying to sell my off-road trailer. One, because I don't use it and it's an awesome trailer, but two is because it's in my way. It takes up a whole parking spot in the garage, in my my regular garage, which when I'm not working on this Lexus here, this parks inside there with the Jeep. The Jeep stays in there. It's garaged all the time because I don't know, lately I haven't been driving it that much because I mean I like driving that when it snows or some crazy stuff. I hate selling stuff. I hate trying to sell stuff. But the other thing is I kind of found a barn find, and it's kind of a little bit of a dilemma because I don't know if I kind of want it, but I don't really want it because I already have too many things as it is now. But depending on the price, I did order a bumper for the Lexus, a front bumper. And it said it was in stock, and then come to find out it actually wasn't in stock. So after I ordered it, I waited about a month and a half, and I was just about ready to cancel the order because of no communication and the whole idea of not keeping their website up to snuff and all that. Just like when I was starting to think about canceling the order, I got an email saying it shipped. Long story super long, it is now Saturday. It was due last Wednesday, and it's still not here. It said it arrived in Phoenix days ago, which is, an hour and a half to get to me. So I've been waiting. I wanted to put that in, but what I'm going to do is there's work. You got to take off the stock. You call it a bumper, but it's really plastic like fascia, right? So I'm going to take that off today. The bumper I ordered is a Winch bumper. Now here's my train of thought, right? I think I'm pretty much done. And I think I've said that before, but I'm pretty much done with any modifications on the Lexus. I've actually used this thing a lot. It's super capable, it's super comfortable, it's really fun to drive. I don't need to do anything else on it. The only other thing that I would really like to have is a way to carry, a rear bumper to carry the spare tire outside. And I could then reconfigure the inside. But I like the inside the way it is. The awning that I got this awning I talked about a few videos ago. It's a Bush Company awning. That awning's going to be for the 80 series. It's too big for the Lexus. But I'd like to find some kind of decent, cheap, inexpensive awning to put on here that's not a nightmare to set up. Because most of the cheap ones is like, you actually need two people to set them up. So other than that, I think I'm done with modifying this. I'm not re-gearing. I'm not putting in lockers, right? One, I don't really have the money for that stuff. And two, it's darn capable the way it is. But all that being said, still I go out by myself. So getting a winch for that winch bumper, I think was the right move, right? This is still way cheaper than even one locker, let alone a locker and a gear set. And if you do gears on one, you got to do gears on both. If you're doing both, you might want to lock them both. See, before you know it, just starts to go crazy down that wild hole. Okay, so I took the winch out of the box so we could get a look-see to see what comes with it. We got the winch with the synthetic line pre-spooled on it for you, which is nice. On the back, it's got your positive going right up to the contactor. And then it comes with a ground cable. Looks like it goes on here. And chassis grounds are to the negative of the battery. This contactor can be moved. And also if you have to move it really far, I think they have a kit that extends these lines here. If you have to go even farther, because you can't go too far with the existing lines. It also comes with a worn fair lead here. Haas fair lead. Pretty nice. And this is the style for synthetic line, not the big roller ones. You don't want to use the roller ones if you're using synthetic line here. So that's a nice fair lead, like that, aluminum. Comes with a hook. I probably won't use this hook. I'll use a kind of a closed winching system. And then Something that they added to this that I think is cool, even though it's one of their more budget-friendly winches, is that the controller is hardwired, right? Or you can take it off and it's remote. You can use it like this, wireless. Here's the clutch. So this is engaged, this is disengaged. As long as you can reach in on your bumper to reach that, that should be pretty straightforward. But nice fair lead, nice control, gives you the option to go wireless, or for the people who absolutely, for some reason, love a cord strung across their hood going through their window into their driver's side. You can have that too. I've seen a lot of people like, no, I like the thing of being corded. Well, this gives you the option for both, which I think is the best, right? The best of both worlds. And that's pretty cool. But a very basic remote where, like I said, mine looks like a little, almost like a little iPad type of thing. Or like a, PlayStation controller. It's got a big screen on it. This one looks like you just select the mode. And I'm not sure what that means, whether it be wired or wireless, because there's an image of a wired and an image of a wireless, and there's a LED above each one of those. So you probably select the mode of what you're doing, and then it looks like there's just an in and an out, an in and out. So you'd have to manually do the clutch, which is fine. I mean, I think if you guys saw my video where I got stuck in the Jeep, you saw how I was able to spool it all the way out to a tree, get it up there, lock the clutch, and then start spooling it in and tightening it up so I could then walk back to the Jeep without it falling. All right, let's get to this bumper. So normally you would have all kinds of those super custom cool, I don't know about cool, those plastic covers that cover the engine that say Lexus or whatever brand your vehicle is. This started off as a budget vehicle, so there are no covers. I started this was an inexpensive, not inexpensive, but it was a budget build. Therefore, some things are actually not here. Like an engine cover here, an engine cover here, and I think an engine cover here, as well as a cover here. So normally you'd take out this plastic flat cover, and it's going to be like these holes here. Then you're supposed to take out this one, which there's nothing in these. There's one here, and there's one here that I've already. Yeah, it's a 2007, so they're crunchy. They're crunchy. But what you want to do is use like a screwdriver like this, a small one, and you pry the center up, boop, and then use either a pry tool like this or like this if you don't want to scratch anything. So pop the center up like that, then get underneath the lower part with this, and it pulls the whole thing out. So you can see this, how that is. This center part, when it goes through, it expands this bottom to clip it in. So you pull that up, and then you get underneath here with your tool and just pop it up. Now like I said, there would be some across the top here to take off a cover here, which I don't have. And then there would be more, maybe 1, 2, 3 here, possibly some in these other holes, but that's that. Now we got to go around to the sides. I just thought what might be a good idea would be to get underneath here and disconnect the fog lights first before I go ripping on this bumper. So right there's one fog light, and then obviously the same on the other. And then you see like these little bolts here, that's going from the fender to the inner fender well. So we're going to have to get, looks like 2 there, 1 right there, 1 up there, and then yerk it out of there. All right, let's see if we can do this one-handed. Flashlight. Always with these types of things, you got to just kind of look at them first to see where you're supposed to push. This slides down, it looks like, and then this is where you push here. Well, I lied. I am not going to take off the fog lights because, dude, they're gonna break. They're gonna break if I try and force it anymore. I'm thinking maybe once I get the bumper tilted down, maybe I can get better access to them, like, oh, with two hands. But for now, we're gonna take off this plastic skid plate here. One, no bolt, another one there. Okay, takes it off from there. Definitely wanted to fall on my head. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should have been like 6, but I was missing some. All right, now I've got one here and one here holding the plastic part to this metal kind of, what do they call those, crash bumper type thingies? That's that. Now on this side, that I can see since I'm here, these ones here are like the ones holding the inner fender well. Wow. How ridiculously loud was that, and all the mud falling. I think that one is... There was like a pound of mud that just came out of there, and for some reason, that thing was super loud. Alright, we'll go to the other side. That's the one on the other side that was making all the noise. I guess it's this weird, like, what do they call those things? They're supposed to like give in a crash or something. They're really loud. All right, to the outside. All right, we're on the driver's side. There's one right here. Mine's broken though. It's not actually holding the inner fender well, but then there's one up here which is actually holding the bumper on. So we'll go ahead and take them both off. Yeah, you can see these go into plastic because they're giant wood screw looking things. This one here this one should be the main one that holds this on. Yeah, so you pull out and down to release that. And I'm looking for, I guess it's something up in here that kind of holds that in place. This side. Now here's the actual, I know you can't really see it, but there's the actual thing I was trying to get off. So I'm going to reach in from here and pull off the fog lights. Okay, so I was able to get the fog lamps disconnected. They were no joke, man. Hit my hands on sharp things under there. What it is I guess because it's in the bumper and it sits so low, they put extra water sealing in there, right? So if this is the male connector and this is the female connector you're trying to take away, as this thing went on, there was like O-ring, gasket, like I had to work it from side to side. All the inner fender wells are disconnected from about this point down on both sides. I grabbed the fender and I pulled it kind of out and away. Now I have this is the fender that stays. I'm gonna pull forward and I'm getting all technical and it just falls off. So there's a little, not really a pin, it's a kind of an over and under thing like this. One tab here, one tab on the bumper. You can see right here, here's what I was talking about. You see that orange in there? That's all like sealing rubber in here. And I had to work it kind of side to side off, but there's that one. And here's this one. Now what's left, I think I'll stop here, right? Because the bumper's going to come with instructions, like what to take off. Obviously, you're going to take off that big plastic fascia piece. And I'm pretty sure you're going to take off this, I think they call them crush bars or something. This guy, and then you got this really custom foam on here that's going to save your life, I guess. But this is what made so much noise, this side piece. It was on this side here. And I had a bunch of mud up in there. So once this comes off, you've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts here. Same on this side. And then something's going to bolt in here and put the winch cradle across. And then the front bumper. But we got this bad boy right here. Got my front bumper in my hand. Woo! Probably gonna have to get a new battery. I don't know if this battery was in it when I got it, so I don't really know how old it is. And whoever put it in did not do the little tabs on there that say the month and year that it was installed, which is awesome, right? For people to be so dumb not to do that. It's literally right there. But this is a small battery, and it says it's got 550 cold cranking amps and 90 RC, which is reserve capacity. Usually for a winch, like a worn winch, you want a minimum of 650. You get like, there's Odyssey, Optima, there's Northridge, there's that XS. Is it XS? Yeah, XS. Now, I believe that Enersys Battery Company owns Odyssey, and they also bought North Star, I think was a Swedish company. So now North Star and Odyssey batteries are like in the top 3 behind that XS, and they're under the same company now, which is Enersys. Just look it up. If you're curious, this is interesting. Most batteries are made in the same places. So people are like, oh, I like Die Hard, or I like Interstate. Look and see where they're actually made. Because you'd be surprised. There's like 3 battery companies where they make everything. Now, a lot of people like Optima. The yellow top, yellow top is designed for winching. Deep cycle actually isn't the best battery for winching. You need cold cranking amps. That's what you need for winching, because it does like boom, a big surge of it. But XS, Northridge, or North Star, is it North Star? Just North Star or Northridge, and Odyssey. I like Odyssey. I had an Odyssey battery in my sand car, my race car, and it was one of the small ones. It was like the size of a half a loaf of bread. It's a good description, I know. About this big, say 5 inches by 5 inches by maybe 6 or 8 inches. It was like half the size of a car battery. And that thing lasted like 4 or 5 years on a car that would sit all summer long and then go out and go in the winter, then sit all summer long, then go out. That was starting a supercharged V8. Yeah. So I really think Odyssey batteries are pretty good. I actually had some Optimas that failed on me, but it was probably the vehicle. It was an old 66 Bronco. I tried to put it in and who knows. So I'll look into that, see what I can fit in here. I'm going to fit the biggest battery I can. This is some kind of super start battery, but I've got a little room down there. Not much room this way, but I can go a little bit wider and taller. But it's important, especially if you're winching with one battery and it's the car battery, right? That's how I have it on the Jeep, and it works fine. And the one that's in the Jeep is the one that came from the factory in the Jeep, and it's 2016. Yeah. And I was winching hard on it last year. Still starts. I gotta look closely at that battery because it's actually a really good battery. The Jeep sits a lot, right? It's not driven like every day. It's not even driven every week. It's possibly driven once a month over its lifetime, right? So a battery to hold up to that's kind of misuse, you know? You need more usage out of it. That's a pretty good battery, whatever that is. Anyway, you guys, that's going to do it for me today. I wish I could do the whole install, but I don't even have the bumper yet. It was supposed to be here 3 days ago. But I have that off. It's prepped and ready to go. The winch is sitting here, prepped and ready to go. And the cool thing, what I read was they keep, it's a Metal Tech bumper, by the way. They keep innovating, right? They didn't just make a bumper and it was selling and it was successful and they stuck by it. They actually look to improve upon it. And I think that this wasn't an original design, but they made the winch plate and the bumper separate. Before, you had to mount the winch to the bumper, then have 15.5 dudes put the bumper on. Now I'm going to put a winch plate on, put the winch on, I'm going to put the bumper on myself. You know what I'm saying? You don't need like 50 people to put on a stinking bumper. Pretty cool. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was pretty fun making it. I like getting out here in the garage and doing stuff. So hit that like button. We'll see you guys next week.